Hello everyone! If you're a fan of adventure movies like Indiana Jones or books about treasure hunting, this video is just what you need. Today, you'll see the most unusual discoveries made by ordinary people. Let's get it on. This pal is preparing to set sail, regardless of the weather. After all, on a narrow piece of land not far away, he discovered something worthy of attention. That's an actual abandoned yacht. Maybe some rich guy dumped it in a storm, the same way that we throw away old t-shirts. The interior was a bit like that of a room in a student dorm. There was even some beer left in the refrigerator. It only needs some cleaning, and you can throw a party on a yacht. Let's go to Ireland to explore the ghost ship. Although, is it truly a ghost ship if it's real and we can see it? The thing is, this merchant vessel MV Alta was built back in 1976. In 2018, it went on a voyage suspiciously long for this type of ship, and its engines failed. The crew was rescued, the ship was towed away, and it disappeared somewhere in the Bermuda region where people occasionally saw it. The MV Alta went missing for 18 months before being washed ashore in Ireland, where it rests now, although a storm split the ship in half in March of this year. This guy with the camera is Jim, and he loves abandoned houses. But this time, the mansion in Australia really surprised him. Under the carpet, he found a hidden entrance to the bunker, where you can survive more than one apocalypse. It's designed to accommodate a family for several months. There's a bathroom, a laundry room, a bedroom, a living room. Jim counted about 8 rooms. The house was built back in the 1800s, but the neighbors said that the bunker was built by a former pilot who fought in World War II. Let's hope he just had a little job-related paranoia. We are moving to the Barents Sea, where the cargo ship Thomas Donaldson, torpedoed by a German submarine, sank just a couple of months before the end of the war. The ship rests at a depth of 165 to 195 feet, together with its cargo, cars, engines, clothing, and anti-aircraft guns on board. But so far, the divers have managed to lift only the main cargo, 2 Sherman tanks, which will be exhibited in museums after they're cleaned from rust. This isn't just some kind of train, but a legendary one, where a mysterious murder once happened. Can you guess its name? Yeah, it's the Orient Express. A traveler stumbled upon it in Belgium. It used to be a luxury train once, and today you can shoot a horror movie based on Agatha Christie's detective story there. Speaking of Belgium, it looks like a paradise for fans of retro vehicles. There, they found this abandoned hangar with dozens of various old carriages inside, from economy to luxury class. The collection belonged to a local baron, and judging by these toys, he was a real enthusiast. It's a shame no one was adding to the collection after him. If carriages are too old-fashioned for you, check out something more modern. The guy who filmed the video said that he came across an abandoned building which seemed strange to him, and the scene inside turned out to be strange indeed. It looked like many cars have been standing here for more than 10 years, which means that hardly anyone will come back for them. You can pick any you like. How much money do you think they have here? It's the Hall of Treasure Hunters, father and son. For them, it's more of a hobby, but this time, the loot in an abandoned storage unit turned out to be quite valuable. A bunch of currencies from different countries: China, Canada, Vietnam, silver coins, and even a heavy golden cross with diamonds.
Diamante. Ahí nos vamos. Adiós. Goodbye.
It's that guy from the abandoned storage unit, this time with a new discovery, a safe, which must be at least 150 years old. Despite this, it took some effort to open it. Check out how many layers the back wall had. But it was worth it. Inside there were paper dollars, silver and gold coins, a box with a chic gold watch, and for dessert, a Colt 1851 Navy. Finding a safe, a car warehouse, or a bunker in your basement is certainly cool, but how about finding a section of the railway? To look at it, you have to go 30 feet below, where it's damp and much cooler than at the surface.
Don't say it.
Yo, I'm just saying, I'm about it, but yeah, that used to connect to a whole underground road. They built a street right there.
This railroad was supposedly built back in the Civil War, and during Prohibition, it housed a speakeasy. The rails were used to roll barrels of beer into the warehouse. By the way, the owner says that he knew about the cave, and that was the reason he bought the house. Would he be able to sleep peacefully in it?
Black duty. Yeah. I don't know about y'all.
Here's who actually lives under the sea. Aside from SpongeBob, you can also find echoes of past wars there, and sometimes these are quite rare remnants. For example, this Yonkers U-87 dive bomber. Only 2 such aircraft out of 5,709 ever built remained. They now rest in the museums of Chicago and London. And perhaps there will soon be a third one discovered off the coast of Croatia. They wanted to lift it from the bottom and restore it, even despite all of its rust. Actually, we got a feeling that literally every body of water in the world hides some weapons. This couple of pals, for example, found an old bolt-action rifle at the bottom of an ordinary river.
Forever. Yeah. That's got the wood saw, dude. That is awesome. That is an awesome find. Oh my gosh, that's so cool looking. Dude. Oh my gosh. I wish it didn't break. I pulled too early. I was like, it's a completely...
That's still awesome find.
Yeah.
The first sample of such a weapon was created by the German master Draeser back in 1827. The design is simple and reliable, so the guys may actually go hunting using their trophy. This hangar only seems to be guarded, but in fact, no one cares about it, which is strange considering the things that you can find inside. What you see is a 100-foot-long limousine built by the famous J. Orberg. It was found in the backyard of a driving school in a rather deplorable state. We'd like to believe that the guys will restore it. It'd be great to see this colossus on the streets again. Belgium definitely needs some kind of transport reform because we're here again. This time we're in an abandoned hangar with a bunch of fire trucks in excellent condition, various service vehicles, abandoned equipment, and other things that can still be useful. Madeira wine. Not a bad one, and quite aged. This one was bottled back in 1886. This valuable collection was discovered by a tenant of one of the houses in New Jersey. Also, there was a much older wine, mid-19th century whiskey, and a whole set of cigars gathering dust here. Seems like a nice setup for a great poker evening, but the owner decided to donate all of that to the museum. If you've always dreamed of living in your own city apart from people, get a shovel and head to California. Here, under a layer of sand, there's a whole hidden settlement, several houses with satellite dishes, and even a bus, though it will take the new owner ages to get rid of all the sand. However, you should be careful with a shovel, you never know what's hidden underneath. For example, a World War II bomb weighing half a ton. Experts first recognized it as the SC-1000, though it looks more like a lighter version, but it's just as dangerous. A 6-foot shell carried 485 pounds of explosives, so it was safely disposed of. It's hard to say whether this is a good sign or not, but in one of the states of India, locals found a golden chariot washed upon the shore after a storm. The authorities believe that it could have arrived from another country and had something to do with a religious rite. In any case, the owner has not yet been found. If If you've never found anything interesting, don't worry. Perhaps you just need to go to a restaurant. It worked for this guy. While he was on vacation on the coast, he ordered a portion of clams and found one of the rarest purple pearls inside. A Google search revealed that they cost from $600 to $1,600, but a later examination eventually estimated the pearl at more than $4,000. I've got to admit, that's a good souvenir from a vacation. In this situation, the husband can only pretend that he's also surprised by the discovery. You might find all kinds of low-end rooms at budget resorts, so it seems like this hotel is open for visitors, but the interior suggests otherwise. We are at the Royal York Hotel on the English Isle of Wight. This Art Deco building was completed in 1938, but in 2006 the Royal York had to close due to a decrease in the flow of visitors. The hotel was in decay for a long time, along with furniture and other abandoned stuff. But then they decided to reconstruct it. Now, the building is under video surveillance, and the walls are covered with a special slippery compound, so this video can actually be considered exclusive. Nothing unusual, just a yellow submarine somewhere in a swampy pond near Moscow. There was no need to call the Marine Corps though. The submarine turned out to be an abandoned advertising mock-up built of plywood. We are in China, on its largest freshwater lake, Poyang. Usually its depth reaches 82 feet, but this season the bottom was almost completely exposed and gave tourists access to a scenic rock with a temple on top. This is it for today, buddy. Give us a like if you had a nice time. Tell us about your discoveries in the comments, and see you soon. You like movies but don't always find a couple of free hours? Subscribe to the Salty Popcorn channel. Here we reveal in detail the plots of the coolest films that are definitely worth seeing. Intrigued? Then we look forward to the next session. Don't forget to bring your popcorn. Enjoy watching.